Hello. Hey. Hi, everybody. Social media. Being a whatsoever racist, then not necessarily being a whatever walks of life, factions of society, or lifestyle preferences, or whatever, or however say it, and be speaking correct, proper standard English grammar, being of the American dialect of some or such qualities and quantities or not. I mean, you have got to recognize and realize. I mean, not everybody can or could possibly be considered as one's social media family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people's places and things, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, in the wrong crowd. Been there, done that, and don't want to do it again. At least not anytime too soon enough again. I mean, you know how that is. You know. Yeah, tell me about it. Word to the Father, word to your mother. You know what I'm saying? Really now. Fools walk in where angels feel the tread, and people in damn hell want ice water. And truth, and if there's so much hell on earth, then one can only imagine what the real hell is like. And so why risk going there? You know what I'm saying? So I say to you all, being of my social media family, being a pool among yourselves, in addition, being the old and young alike, of both of the two sexual genders, males and females, representing the global community for this post 911 era of a new millennium, of this apocalyptic day and age, in which the doomsday clock is now a few minutes to midnight, compared on to how formerly, previously, or prior to then it was at a quarter of midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. But then, how are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not, better yet, to be said to be feeling all right. If not, best of all, to be said to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed than stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine, likewise as well, or all the same. But then, regardless of whatsoever that my person can or could possibly speak upon, be it a one subject matter of an issue at hand that has yet to be resolved, if it has not been already, and being a controversy or not, it being of some such an issue at hand. And pardon the pun, no, it's meant, and no disrespect is meant to be directed at any past, present, and or future sexual assault victims or rape victims, for that last that I mentioned. Yeah. But then, like I say, or how you say, or be I were to speak upon a couple, or few, or four or more of some of such given arguments with the many different views and opinions to be associated with that being. But then, hopefully, regardless of whatever the topic of discussion or how many conversations, dialogue, but then less, hopefully, with that much less usages of expletives of profanity, let me say, much rather than instead with that much more to be possibly considered. In other words, cuss words to be mouthed off, and simply say. And hopefully, likewise, that much less like someone or such one playing the part of the devil's advocate. That's less to you being a prodigal son, whereas the worst of two evils is the likes of religious church hypocrites, of false brethren, of modern day Pharisees and Sadducees. You know, being of the likes of whom are among themselves the worst or the worstest of unbelievers and unbelievers, being the deceivers who pretend to be believers in God, and therefore they, being persons among those of themselves, will be considered as being of the worst or the worstest of closet devil worshippers, being of whom make up the majority of church-goers or whatsoever religious denominations. Then getting back to me and all, and regardless of how I could possibly express myself, hopefully with that much less of a chance to destroy my good testimony in Christ's name as a believer in God, a.k.a. Protestant Christian, much rather than instead of going about it otherwise. You know, that is, hopefully I would be less likely to, or hopefully I would like to think that I'd be less likely to, be express myself like the last two you've been a prodigal son. Then stuff happens. So I say to you all, other than that, whatsoever I could speak upon or mouth off, hopefully it wouldn't prove to become or be offensive in a much more challenging way. But then regardless of how would it go about expressing myself, and regardless of whatsoever I could speak upon, don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to deliver. Okay? And now that I have gotten the preliminaries of the basic introduction out the way, then let me get off into speaking upon some of such matters. And regardless of whether or not, regardless of whether or not I will speak upon that much more, but then for the present topic of discussion, I would like to speak upon that the world that we're living in, being a witch, is coming closer to the breaking point, or whatever I say. As to fulfill biblical prophecies. I mean, you see a lot of things are happening much more often than not, much more than what is taking place or happened, like say years ago, decades ago. I mean, we didn't say, man, that's not something. It would be months ago, years ago, decades ago, or centuries ago. What was I about to say before I lose almost a further, line of thought, become subject to experiencing much further memory lapse disease. What was I? What I spoke on in the past? Don't worry about it. Yeah, so we're living in some really scary, prophetic times, when even a believer in God, as I myself am, becomes subjected to experiencing that 800-pound gorilla of the suicide monster upon one's back. I don't know what's going on. I just At a hospital the other day for a sanctuary locality of a neighborhood community. Well, I'm feeling a little better now compared to earlier, but still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, anyway, though, we're living in the last and evil days. You know what I'm saying? Where if it proved to become or be quite a traumatic incident coming from a third party, then I would just like to say, all right, see, I forgive you this time. I mean, quite naturally, but I would have had something else in my mind to say, but it kind of slipped my memory. Okay. Yeah, or something before this last year. We're living in the last and evil days. Yeah, where people will not be able to buy or sell. And that is most certainly, definitely a scary outlook upon things. That is put a damper on this or that. And what was I last said? It seemed like whenever I get on computer online, all of a sudden I start getting drowsy, like some stupid and sick, demon possessed Catholic faggot of a proverbial neighbor from hell, or probably news problem neighbor, be deliberately on purpose, sabotaging things so that he could spy out my electronic device and so forth. Because I wasn't feeling, this here, you know, droopy before this, or that's not the half of it. You know what I mean? Say you are. I was pretty much so like wide awake, like a character out of a Katy Perry song number. When I get down here, all of a sudden I'm feeling kind of weak and can't really like move my toes or my. Yeah. Anyway, though, we're living in the last and evil days. You hear about wars and rumors of wars, pestilences and diseases, spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah. And what it says, all the same. And a fool's enemies shall be closer than a brother. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so much more sin that's taking place or happening. And you got homeless and unemployed and no school status. And wow, this world is proving to become a bit quite chaotic. Gonna take the bit of the sweet. I really wanted to write this, but I'm feeling tired. I don't know, yeah, I may just call it a night soon enough. That all depends. 'Cause feeling kind of like somebody pumping knockout gas in a place or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm calling Mike and get back with y'all later. See what I mean? I'm not now all of a sudden. Unless I had to shake myself awake. But before I got online, I was pretty much so awake like Katy Perry or something. Not that I'm a closet devil worshiper or so much so out to the devil. This is neighbors doing, I suspect. This one psychotic psychopath and a sociopath of you know, cowardly bully for the life of his kind. God, somebody's trying to play me. Yeah, West his neighbor from hell makes quite a bit of racket on daily night. Daily and nightly basis, be creeping and crawling. You know, possibly just as much, not more. But then listen up, peace, folks. It's £3 so regardless of the neighbor from hell, just to block the standard cream. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to close out. Just when I was thinking about trying to broadcast, and this neighbor from hell faggot wants to sabotage things. Yeah, my event. So I'm just gonna close out and speed dial this gospel. Y'all can take it for what you want. You know. But anyway, 1, 3. Did you all get Christ in your lives? Or hopefully some, if not all of you, would think to do that. For tomorrow's not promised to anyone. I can't even speed down. Hell, maybe this got that pill I took earlier. Yeah, I think so. Sleeping, man. Hey, but then if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now where blood is still running warm in your vein. I recognize and realize what He Himself had done upon the cross of Calvary, permitting Himself to be crucified, so that anyone who wishes to accept Christ as personal Lord and Savior can. My goodness. Pilgrims for the work death fast. sabotage. That's what it is. You know, like I said, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, or trying to complete a form of talk. You haven't accepted Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I will hope that you think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of. Every time I try to finish up, I'm nodding out, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Let me try this again one more time. Now just close out. God. Let me see what was that. Yeah, have you accepted Christ as your personal Lord and Savior? Social media families, but think to do so now. While the blood is still running on you, vein. I recognize and realize what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary and hill of Golgotha. Suffering at the hands of some side Roman soldiers up under the orders of their superiors, being of the military high brass. What was that? Yeah, I was saying more or less. If you haven't accepted Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now when the blood is still running in your veins. By recognizing and realizing what he himself had done upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of the Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some of the Romans, such a so man. If you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, then do so now, for tomorrow is not promising anyone. As he had given his life upon the cross of Calvary to save the lost souls of humankind, as he was suffering between, such vice versa than to give God a glory because he wasn't. I mean, the likes of non-believers. Yet, if any of them still have a chance to come saved, others go straight to hell, because they had rejected so great a salvation. They weren't willing to recognize Christ as he was, the Messiah, the deliverer. They took matters into their own hands and brought damnation upon themselves. For such they needed the world without Christ in their lives, But, some such would be in for a rude awakening. Once you were to make that transition from the great beyond to the hereafter, the afterlife, compare on how to still others, of whom had accepted him, who would be considered as preacher. And there was one particular let me down with the way he cussed me out and so forth. Over that of a mere cell phone. Someday I was talking on somebody just to be lollygagging, but I was just telling this other brother that I have to get off the phone being in cuss. I'm in the church atmosphere and I have to get back with you there. And I'm experiencing memory lapse episodes big time at the moment. I don't know what's up. So you have to deal with them clothes out shortly. Okay, yeah, clothes out shortly. That's all. I'm gonna close out shortly. And then get God in your lives, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. Nobody whatsoever. You hear?